Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to my 100% guide for Vanaheim from God of War Ragnarök. In this one we are doing the jungle. This is a long one, and this isn't even the longest of the three crater areas. So, I'm starting here at the Mystic Gateway, the crater entrance. If you do not know how to get here, please look at my video, watch my video, Western Barry Woods. It's only a very short video, but it sets up how to get here, and I leave off that video exactly where we are now. Now, I would do this area after finishing the story. So you can see this is normal Vanaheim that you'll be used to, but we are up here. Make sure that it is nighttime before doing this one. So if you don't have nighttime, you can go to Freya's Camp's gateway and do it there. It's right next to the gateway, so just do that, change it to night, and then come back. And yeah, the reason you want to do this after the story and after you've kind of done a few other areas, especially done the rest of Vanaheim, is because there are dragons to fight. 3 in this video, never mind the rest of the area. So they are pretty tough if you're trying to do this the first time you come through Vanaheim or you're able to get here. So it's a later game area really. So there are lots of different area. There are 3 main areas, should I say. We're going to be doing the jungle in this one, and then the plains that you just saw there, and then there is the sinkhole as well. But we are running over to the jungle at this point. The reason you want to do the jungle first is because there's supposed to be a river running through this whole area, but it's shut off, it's blocked at this moment. So I'm kind of trying to show you where we are. We're running through the plains to get to the jungle, so just follow the path that I'm doing. Yeah, it's the water's all shut off, so that actually stops you getting to most areas in the other areas. So you'll need to let the water run, and then you can do everything to 100% there. But yeah, this is the reason that we want it to be nighttime. If it's daytime, this here will be blocked, and you won't be able to get through. So keep bringing the map up here, so you don't get lost. This is part of the plains, so we're not going down there yet. That's in a video or 2 time. Might do it next, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, it doesn't really matter to you, because it'll be done hopefully by the time you watch. So this I will count as the entrance to the jungle. This area now is where we kind of going into the jungle. Yeah, there's lots to find. There's artifacts, obviously Odin's ravens. There's so much. Mostly we'll actually be doing favors. There's lots of side quest favors to be doing. Mainly the main 3 are killing 3 dragons. I will be leaving in the majority of fights if it's important, obviously the dragons and things like that. But there are a couple of other fights that have a little bit of a puzzle element to them as well, so I'll leave those in. But we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Once we get over here is the first item, the artifact. So yeah, it's just a bit of getting in here. It's probably the hardest part. Finding the jungle. Because God of War is a pretty linear game. And then you come to a place like the crater and it's really open. It's quite overwhelming, to be honest. Like, where the hell do you start? That's what I thought first time we came through here anyway. So here's the artifact. It's one of Kvasir's poems. Again, PlayStation reference. Can't really see the cover of that one, but you can obviously go into it and read it. An organization in the future. An organization in the future. I did try and show you on the map there where we were. But it's still fogged over because we've not got to the area yet. But yeah, this is what we're tracking. 3 dinosaurs. And get the water running. And some other favours which include getting certain items for characters and things like that. So Mystic Gateway is still not open, but now we have a Mystic Gateway, the jungle. And this is the jungle, this big old area here. So we're going to start by going to the right and turning on the water. That's priority number 1. There will be ogres throwing boulders at you from the left hand side, so just run down here and ignore them. I will be opening coffins and chests, hack silver chests if we see them. Because, yeah, Asgardian ingots are pretty important, and obviously you will want to find those, but they're not part of 100%. This I do too early. It's just for some how much did I get for this as well? 1,500 nearly. Way too early then to bring the axe back. Well, as you get to here, there's going to be 2 wolvers drop down. You should be okay dealing with these at this point. But it's a pretty quick one, the 2 of these. Especially if you get them together like that. Oh, it's satisfying. I shouldn't have bothered doing the R3 on that one. Should have just kept going with the... kept them together. I really should change that R2 attack on the axe because it's not the best. Okay. Right, now that they're clear, I'm looking for some health here. We're going to climb up here. And there is our dam.
Let's go investigate, shall we?
And then the Favour will start. Return of the river. Not part of the 100% per se. It doesn't tick it off or anything. There's no marker for it. But it is obviously something we need to do for the crater as a whole. These guys will come into play later on. We're going to feed those to some dragons, but that's like the very last thing we'll be doing. So just kill them for now. Because some more will respawn by then. Bit of hack silver. There's some hack silver around here as well.
Locked gate. Could be something useful in there.
But what we are looking for is the lift off to the right hand side here. So you'll have to burn these down using sigil, purple arrows, and then ride this lift up.
If we can release the water from the dam, it should gain us access to more of the crater.
Straight away there'll be a fight at the top here. Just normal enemies. I don't... yeah, the people enemies. You see that glow next... The lock-on. Look, why the... I tried to lock onto the guy in front of me, but it locked onto the wolf thing behind, because of course. That was terrible. Anyway, watch out for the explosions. What we're trying to do is get these over here. I got rid of 1. Nearly 2. Okay. And then we're going to jump across. There's a hack silver chest here. We're just going to grab that. And here's our lore marker. There's only 2 lore, considering how big this place is. Only having 2 lore markers.
You could not have stopped them.
And that is Unforgiven. And here's where we are now. We've gone quite a distance. We're nearly back in the in Vanaheim proper. So there may be some boxes blocking the way here. I did break them while I was fighting. What I was trying to say before as well, if you see any of those crystals, I'm going to show it on the way out, the yellow crystals, break them because they drop crystals, and you can cash them in at a fountain later on. So you will be slowed down here to show you this, another Drekki. Don't go for those enemies because they're being powered. Instead, just run over. Weirdly, they ignore you. So that Favour is going to start there as well. What lies below? I didn't quite get the... Yeah, not quite got this one. What lies below is the first of 3 dragon fights. They count the Drekki as one of them. Let's go a bit closer there. There, that should do it. What I'm trying to do is get those vines over there because there's a... I always forget the name. Neki or something. There, powering the 2 enemies. So get rid of him. And weirdly, they don't attack you, which is weird. They just politely wait for you to organise yourself. Not doing too well with the poison here today. He's a tough one, this one. Okay. Now he's down. Get some health, and then we're going to flood the crater. Return of the river. So just pull this down. It's going to open these 3 doors up. Don't need to throw the axe at that wheel. Just leave it. And it's going to let the water down. So that is everything. You can go and do everything in all 3 areas now. So this one here, Casualty of War, this will come up as on your map. This is the Stein part 1. So you need to pick this item up here, and this is part of a favour for the plains, not the jungle. So it's part 1 of the Casualty of War, the Stein. So it starts it, we finish it over in the plains, which is north of here. It's a separate area, so I won't be doing it in this video. We'll be doing it in the when we get to the plains. But yeah, make sure you pick it up. Next we're going to go and do Dragon Hunt 1 of 3, which is what lies below, which was that Drekkie that we saw before. Simple enough Drekkie fight, to be honest. So throw your spear into the wall, climb around here. Oh, you can't do this before draining the water, this is all flooded. Bit of luminous alloy there, knock this down and get ready for the fight. There are 2 of them. I get stuck on some, but I really just can't move. Here it's, yep. Never mind getting a head start. See, I just go all out. Try and do as much damage. The blue one has a tendency to get back in the water like that, which is quite annoying. And then you got the yellow one. Can't see the health of this one, but it's there. I don't know why I slowed down the time there. That was a bit strange. Get out the way. So yeah, you got electric type one, you got the blue one. They don't really make much difference, to be honest. They don't have much health between them. So yeah, you'll have to. This one will just kind of stay in the water and start spitting things at you. You'll have to watch out for where he goes. There he is. And then once you hit him once, he's going to come back on land. I'm going to hit him with a shield for some reason. Yeah, okay. That's better. And then finish him off. Of course, as always, I like to make boss fights look as difficult as possible. Nice little finisher there, and that will finish off what lies below the Favour, which is part of Dragon Hunts 3 Dragon Hunts. So on the menu here you can see it's Dragon Hunts 1 of 3 ticked off. And next we're going to go back into the jungle itself and start exploring it properly now that the river's flowing. We will be doing another Casualty of War, so we'll be picking up another item in a moment. But this one we can finish. That is part of the jungle. It is the one on the menu, the map. So there's going to be a cutscene as you come through here, and the actual Favour is going to finish properly. So I'm just going to skip ahead a bit. But the return of the river is going to finish properly at this point, but it's not marked on the map here.
With the water flowing and new paths open to us, I say we go for a stroll.
These orange crystals, if you see these, hit them with the axe, throw the axe at them, and pick up the good stuff, the crystalline shards, because you will be able to in the. I've forgotten the name. I keep thinking in crater. It's another word similar to crater that's completely eluded me now. Sinkhole, the sinkhole area, which is part of the crater. There is a fountain in there, and you can throw the crystals in it and get prizes from it. So whenever you see them, yep, that didn't last long. Nature was back for a moment. So there's Trail of the Dead. That is another dragon fight. That's actually the toughest one, I would say, with regards to level. If you come in through here the first time you're able to do this, the earliest time you're able to do this, you're going to struggle with that one. So, yep, get in the boat, come across, and then you're going to see this Mystic Gateway, and there's going to be 2 Vulvas, but if you run around here, you'll find the little necky thing, whatever the hell they're called, and then that's going to obviously make these susceptible to a damage now, properly. There is a whole thing with a huntress that follows you around the crater, down to the right hand side there, through there. We're not going to be doing it in this one because she does appear all over the place. Probably going to make a separate video about that, but it's not part of the 100%, so just if you're wondering. Yeah, grab that coffin. Asgardian ingot, always important. Gateway, excellent. So now we can teleport around. We will be using that one shortly to go somewhere. And then, yeah, walk over here, and this is going to start Casualty of War, the toy. So I'm going to skip the dialogue here. And then it's going to start the Casualty of War there. And this is where we are now, across the river. And you see the river's permeated through the rest of the crater as well.
I assumed you'd say something like reuniting the dead.
So now we need to go and deal with those trolls. There's a celestial altar off to the left. That is for changing the time of day. Obviously, you know that. So we will be using that later as well. There is where we're going to circle back down. We're going to come back down there shortly.
If we keep going this way, I believe we'll reach that air dragon's lair.
So we're going to hop around.
Sure you know where you're going.
Thank you.
And then we're going to have to burn away some vines over here. It's simple enough because it's quite close. So just use the ceiling. I mean, that's not really this. I was going for the ceiling. That's more the rock face, but yeah, I guess we'll go with that. I definitely wasn't aiming at that. I was aiming at the ceiling. I guess the rock face was in the way, but it was close enough. So you can see it all burning away. We'll drop back down and across. You may have just noticed a little hack silver chest there below where I am. I'll show you where to get that. I'm not going to go and get that myself because it's not part. There's nothing else part of the 100% there, but I'll show you where to get it. But here's something is part of the 100%, is the legendary chest, which has a runic attack in it. Right leads to the dragon, but we're not going to go there just yet. We're going to go back the way we came, so we're going to kick this shield thing off. And then you can see a Nornir rune up here. You see the chest is just over there. That's where we were before. So hit this one. I think it's twice on the right hand side. Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, that's gone. And we're going to need to drop down. And we're going to need to burn some more vines away. That'll do. As long as they start glowing, you're good. I think this one's just the once. Looking for the end there. And then the final one is just up here. Nice and easy, this one. This one you need to do twice. To the right. Or once to the left. Makes more sense, doesn't it? And that's the only Nornir chest for this area. And you will get whatever you get. An apple or a horn. Depending where you're up to. And yeah, there we are. Just for consistency's sake, bring the map up. Right, next thing we are going to do is change the time of day and go and fight some things. We're changing the time of day for a specific reason, which makes more sense when we get there, honestly. For me to try and explain it, it's not going to make much sense. We're basically opening up a bridge that will lead us to a place that we need to get to, but we're going to come back here anyway. It'll make sense when we do it. Honestly, I do know what I'm doing, although it doesn't sound like it most of the time. Right, get back in the boat. And then head down river, up river, whichever way. Down river. And we're going to squeeze through here. And there's the reason I'm coming this way is because there's a dewdrop, which is worth grabbing. Because I rely quite heavily on cooldown. This one is cooldown. Because I do think the runic attacks are the best part. So if you do want that hack silver chest, you'll need to dock there and then jump across if you want to grab that. I'm not going to bother. There's nothing else on there part of the 100% that we need. And then we're going to go through this cave and dock here. So those trolls that were throwing boulders at us before, they are through here. Each of them has one of those necky things. I can't remember the name of them. So look for those first. The other one is actually quite far off to the left. So So just going for this red one first, because you can get them down pretty quickly if you use the green arrows as well. No, the lock. I wasn't locking. Look, I'm looking. The camera is looking at the other one. sometimes the combat is not all it should be. So I'm just gonna smash the crap out of this one. I'm trying to find that necky thing, and then yeah, you can't actually kill this this one. The dragon is going to come and take it away. You can't kill that one. It always happens. The dragon will come and take it. And he is the little. So that's it for the trolls, the ogres.
Let's pursue it.
And here is Casualty of War, the toy, the second part of it. So once you do this, this is going to tick this one off. So this was the one we started by the Nornir Chest. This is part 2 of that one. So I'm just going to skip the dialogue. We don't need to listen to that. And there you go, completed. And this is the one that's going to tick off on the map now, so you can see it there. So again, that one at the start is part of the one in the plains. Okay, so have a little amulet enchantment there. So I'll get that that raven in a moment. Just going to open this up. And then there you can see the raven on the top. Hey, there we go. The only raven in the area, which again is a bit strange for an area this big, just to have one raven in it. Right, this is the reason that we turned it to daytime. It's because if it's night, this bridge is not here. Or it's not a full bridge, but you can't get to the edge. But we're going to swing across. And then there's going to be a deer, elk thing here. So go towards it. And if you've not seen one of these before, if you've not encountered one of these before, you'll need to go and do what I'm about to do, which is go and see Ratatoska again in, I'm just going to call it the lands between, I know that's Elden Ring, the tree. So there we can see it started. So seasonal stags, there's 4 of them in the crater as a whole. There's just 1 in the jungle. So we can't actually finish that yet. We need to go and speak to Ratatoska first. So that's what we're going to go and do. I'm going to take this shortcut. That was a decent amount of hack silver. Nearly 4,500. So this is where we started. There is a crystal there now. This is where we initially jumped down and I poisoned myself. And we're just going to climb up, go to the portal, the teleport. The gateway, and then just go to Ratatoska, speak to him, and then we'll come back and deal with the stag, because we need some feed. Until you have that, you can't actually deal with them, the stags. So we'll just head to this one. And back to Sindri's house. Sindri's house, that's what I was looking for, not the lands between. So hold square, go back to Sindri's house. Obviously not going to put the loading screen in. Get his attention by throwing this at the bells. And then press the wrong button and just throw a load of lindworms at him. This is not, don't need to do this. This is part of something else. No, what we need to do is press triangle, and he's going to go through this whole long dialogue about the stags, and they are the farmers of the tree and things like that. And he needs them back, and his little inside, what were they called? What was that Pixar film called? Was it Inside? Inside Out? Something like that. With a little anger and all that. Anyway, and then grab the feed. Now we can go and deal with the stags. So we're going to go back to Vanaheim. Down to the jungle here. Mystic Gateway. And then we're going to teleport to there. Was it Inside Out? That feels weird. It sounds weird the way I'm saying it. Anyway, before we go and deal with the stag, we are going to deal with the dragon that we can now get to. We couldn't actually get to it before because the ogres were blocking the way. They're throwing stuff at us. So we can actually now go and do that. So just chain your way back across. That's where the legendary chest was. So this fight, if you are coming here the first time you're able to do all of this, is going to be pretty tough. He will have a skull next to his name, his health bar, because it is quite a high level dragon. I'm okay though, luckily, because I have it on super easy as well. That kind of helps, I suppose. So this is the Trail of the Dead, Favour. This is the one that stole the deer before. So I do prefer to use, I do think it's an ice-based dragon, or I see it as one because it's blue. So I do go for the, yeah, it's ice, isn't it? Blue means ice, red means fire. So I'll go for the blades. And there's quite a few set piece things that will definitely happen in this one. It'll just do loads of attacks. The attacks aren't that bad. It's when it flies that's more of the problem. Because you can kind of see where it's going to be. But even if you try and dodge, yeah, I mean that was quite badly timed. It's going to grab you most of the time. When it's grabbing you like this, just keep attacking it. You're not going to take damage. You're fine, and then eventually it'll drop you. It's just free damage, I suppose. So we can actually see its health bar now. What you need to watch out for is when it swoops down. I'm looking for it again. Where is it? Oh, you're there, you are. Let's give it one of these. Bit of rage, why not? Yeah, it'll just do that occasionally and pin you down. But I just like to keep on top of it, hitting it with... This is why I prefer cooldown runic attacks. There's the laser attack that it does, ice beam attack. Yeah, it's why I prefer runic, is because you get that little stun, which gives you enough time to do the next runic attack, and then you can switch weapon and do the next runic attack. Obviously the axe isn't going to do much against this one, but you could use the spear as well. But yeah, once you've finished it, done the little tag team on it there, that will be Dragon Hunt 2 of 3, Trail of the Dead, Favour, done. Now I'm looking for the items. Don't know why I was looking over there, to be honest. There we go, it's finished now. Trail of the Dead, and this is where we are. So we're almost done now. Just one more dragon fight to do. So kick this chain down. That's going to take us all the way back. And now we'll go and take care of that stag. We'll use the boat to get back there. It is funny how the boats just disappear. There was a boat over here before. It just disappeared because I got in a boat. Okay. So this again is where we started this area. We're going to drop down. And then climb back up. Just before getting the stag, I'm going to... There's a plant here, one of those purple ones you need to, that has that shoots at you, and I'm going to get that chest as well on the way back. So I'm just going to do that first because it's kind of a loop. So just run past it, run past everything, get your axe out, freeze this, blades back out, look down, and then R2 chain attack. Aimed R2, that is going to blow that up. Try to switch back to the axe here. And that will kill all the flowers and actually release this chest, this coffin. And then I'm going to forget about the stag. No, there we go. That's the reason you did it that way around. Because you'd have to come back this way anyway. So now that we have the food, we can actually interact with the stag. You're going to give it some food, it's going to calm down, and then it's going to probably definitely be the thumbnail, and also it's going to get in a rift and disappear, and that will be Stag 1 of 1. Done.
That's right. We got more food at home. Come on.
Obviously the rest are out in the crater elsewhere.
Helping these stags get home. For a moment, I was worried worried we'd have to kill them.
Yes.
You had a plan to kill it if it had attacked.
There we are, just a hunt left, a legendary chest, and a lore, and they are all in the same place. Which is back around here. And through here. So what we need to do is we actually need to set this up and feed it before we can fight it. So those dogs I mentioned earlier that said they were going to be food, that's what we're going to do. So it's going to start now. Path of Destruction, that is the dragon it's talking about there. So jump down here, get your axe out, hit this just once, recall your axe quickly, just once, and then throw it into the wheel. If you do it twice, you're not going to have enough time. And then, yeah, go around here and get the lore. Leave your axe in the wheel. It doesn't matter if you don't, you can get it from the outside still. But just leave it in because we're going to put some dogs in there in a moment. If you obviously took it out by now, then just throw it back in, set it up. Open the legendary chest. Obviously, get a Jewel of Yggdrasil. That's for the amulet. So just the dragon hunt left now. So I'm going to open this up. And then we're going to get these dogs' attention. Come on. Come with me. You only need the one to get in here. If you get two, great. It means you don't have to fight them. But it can be a bit of a pain. I should have recalled a bit sooner, but the other one jumped at me, but never mind. So we'll just get rid of this one. We'll get that as well. That is another one of those crystals you're going to want to do. A bigger one as well. That I can't get now, which is a bit weird, but it will just go back to the chest, which is fine. And then once we have one of those dogs trapped, just send it up. Feeding time. And if you look up, you'll see. You can't really see it on mine. Yeah, it will die. You'll hear it. There's a load of commotion. That means the dragon is now there, or the drake is now there. So we're going to go back and kill it. The Slaghorn. So you don't actually need to get in a boat to go back. Just keep to the left. I have no idea what's going on outside my window. It does sound like there's some kids murdering each other. I guess the school's just kicked out. Don't know if you heard it or not. Right, so climb back up here. And then we're going to squeeze through the gap. And we're going to take this Slaghorn on. Which is honestly probably the easier type of dragon because they can't fly away. I'd call it a dragon. It's under Dragon Hunt. But then again, the Drekkie was under Dragon Hunt. I wouldn't really call that a dragon either. The only dragon we fought was that second one. But I guess this is a dragon. So with these, you can aim for their leg. The yellow bit on the leg, just throw a load of spears. And then once you do hit it, you can detonate. And it will drop down. There we go. Get some free hits in. Try and get some burn damage on it, which I don't think is going to work too much on this one. It does have quite a lot of health, but doesn't hit particularly hard, so just kind of go into it. I think, yeah, in this fight at one point, it just completely gives up and doesn't do anything for a bit. It hits me then. Yeah, that's fine. I was kind of expecting it. I mean, I'm on the easiest difficulty just to get through these. It's a demonstration at this point. Yeah, I think now. I think it gets stuck now and it just stands around and lets me wail on it until it dies. Yeah, now it's just completely given up. Which is fine by me. And there we go. Scared it stiff.
Shame to have interrupted its meal.
To grab all the stuff, and that will be Dragon Hunt 3 of 3. Path of Destruction Favour completed. And that is the jungle at 100% complete. Everything will be ticked off. Okay, for everybody, I'll see you on the next one. If you don't know how to get back to the gateway, stick around. I'm going to run you back there because I hate getting lost myself in games. So just, I might as well. It's take 2 seconds. just in case you don't know where to go. It's quite obvious because we've just literally come that way, but it's take me a minute just to add this on. So I'm just going to crawl back through, run back to the way we came, drop down, get back in the boat, and we'll take you back to the gateway, and that will be it. Not much point me sticking around for that, so thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.